In this video, I will be reviewing a knife that is using a German steel but then made in China. It is a knife from GHL, but can this knife compete with the German knife that is made in Germany? That's what you will find out in this video. Hello guys, I'm ChefPanko and I work in a Japanese restaurant. Subscribe if you want to know more about cooking and knives. This knife has a simplistic look and finish. No logo or design and no cladding on the sides. The complete knife is made from a German steel type. The handle on the other hand has a nice looking rivet and is made of Pakka wood, which is more water resistant and more durable than wood alone. In other words, there's less maintenance needed for the handle. It is a full Tang handle, which adds extra durability. For the full specification of this knife, you can see the description below. The balance point of this knife is at the middle, which is the balance point for most Japanese knives. Most German knife is more back heavy towards the handle, but this knife is not. The bolster is vertical and is not a flush diagonal bolster. So if you are a pinch gripper in front or near the bolster, then this bolster is not the ideal bolster for you. The build quality of this knife is very sturdy and I'm surprised with the thickness of the spine. It feels and performs like a German Wusthof or Zwilling. The only thing is that the profile is a bit more straighter than a traditional chef's knife. The edge retention and the sharpness comes very close or is pretty much the same as a Zwilling or a Wusthof knife. There's very little disadvantages or negatives about this knife. The heel of the blade is a bit sharp, so it could use some better polishing work there. The spine is not as sharp but still slightly noticeable. On paper, this knife has everything what I like and love. The sturdiness of a German knife with a very affordable price tag. It would have been a knife that I could recommend to everyone if it wasn't for a huge downside. The rough polish on the sides of this blade is horrible, the worst that I have ever encountered on a knife. I have never mentioned it, but the sides of the blade and the finish of the sides is a huge factor in any of the knives. That's why they also came up with scallops. That is the indents on the side of the knife so that food won't stick to the blade. Normally, I find those knives aesthetically less pleasing and the function of it is also not necessary if the sides has good rough polish. But this knife could certainly benefit from the scallops or gratings. The rough polish on the sides is so poor that pretty much all food will stick to the blade, but it also creates some drag for each slicing motion. The blade is sharp, it is extremely sharp if cut against paper. It will go through it with no problem, but a piece of paper has no water content. This means that food with high water content will stick to the sides so badly that you can feel the resistance of each cut or slice. It pretty much does not matter if the food has less water content or not. This blade has an extremely poor finish on the sides. It is very unfortunate that I can't recommend this knife. Besides that, it has everything I would expect from a German knife. This one thing is the major factor in not recommending this knife, and I highly encourage you to look for a different German knife and pass on this one. I simply could not enjoy my time spent with this knife, and all I can do now is to warn you about it. Which is very unfortunate, because the other knife from GHL with an claimed imported Japanese VG10 is something that I really enjoyed using, and I'm still using it from time to time. The link to this knife is in the description below, but purchase at your own risk. That's it for this review. If you have any questions or feedback, leave them behind in the comment section below. If you want to know more about cooking and knives, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and I see you in the next video.